Can't go lude fishing without a centre pin, a float made by a local old bloke, a few split shots and a small hook. You fold it all up like a sandwich and then just work your hook through. You just let some go. Be crazy not to drift along with it. Oh, there we go. They're in the burley. They're in the burley. Oh, that's a good one. We have them hot to trot at the moment. Just cool, hard fighting fish. Have a go there. Righto, ladies and gents, we've positioned the boat. We're sitting across the current, so then I've got the whole working space here to drift my floats back rather than having to fish out the front or the back of the boat. I'm going to stop you right here. I'm no expert at this. I have done it a few times. It is a stack of fun, but there is some old guys out there who are absolute wizards. So if they've got any advice, make sure you chuck it in the comments because I am all ears. It's great fun, but I'd love to get better at it. Now, one of the keys to catching Luderick is a bit of burley. So I've got a 10-litre bucket here. I've got some pretty well semi-dry sand, enough to clump together and make a sandball. We're going to use some of the older cabbage weed that the Phantom had on a previous trip, and usually you'd chop it all up nice and fine and chuck it in the bucket. But one of the old blokes let me in on a bit of a hot tip. Get yourself one of these. It's like a rotating food processor, and chuck your weed in that. Now you might find you need a bit of water just to make it all come together. Those blades will spin around and chop it all up, do all the hard work for us. How good is that? Otherwise you're sitting there on a chopping board, chopping away, or a pair of scissors. It's hard going, whereas this, nice and fast. And that's what I mean. See, it's all really fine little particles there. Chuck that into their sand. You want to mix that weed through the sand. You want it pretty sparse. You don't want to give them a free feed. There you go. Little bits of weed all through there, but it's not so much that they're going to get a free feed. Now that burley's ready to go. Now, you don't want to be getting a sandy hand every time you want to chuck a bit of burley in. Steal one of these from your kitchen, obviously. Don't let the missus know. How good is that? Another old bloke trick. Got to listen to them. They got some gold every now and again. Now once you get in there, into position, start that burley straight away, and then get your gear ready, get those fish in the area. You want them to start being active, ready for that first float down. And now, ladies and gentlemen, in this container here, I've got the good cabbage and weed that I'm going to be using for bait. Now, this is the freshest stuff. It's nice and tough. I do get a lot of questions about where we get our cabbage weed, and unfortunately, you just can't tell people. It's the unwritten rule of Luderick fishing. Never give away your weed hole, or your cabbage hole in that case. But hot tip, check out all your freshwater drains, and also, obviously, the low tide on the rocks. You'll find plenty of it kicking around. Nice leafy green cabbage like that. The Ludes absolutely love it, and of course the green weed, which I don't think I have in here, but they love that as well. Can't go lude fishing without a centre pin, a float made by a local old bloke down in northern New South Wales, a few split shots and a small hook, and a nice long soft rod. Let's go catch a few. When it comes to rigging, particularly your cabbage, good mate of mine, well, Bobby Thornton, showed me this. You fold it all up like a sandwich and then just work your hook through. And any stray bits, you just fold them over the point. You want to hide that hook a bit, but still keep your barb exposed. Should look something like that. And then once you get your float involved, make sure it's sitting correctly. It's probably a little bit positively buoyant. That's all right. I'll see how it goes first. And we're fishing. Just keep your eyes on the prize. Oh, we got one. That burley's working already. That was a subtle as take. And that's why you get your burley going early. These fish are ready to go. Oh, he's going hard. Now, if you haven't caught a Luderick, pound for pound, they've got to be one of the hardest fighters. Particularly when you're using light gear, light gear like this, and you got your center pin, so you're essentially fishing an albie side, you are the drag, and they just truck along. These things just don't give up. They just do not give up. Oh, here he comes. Oh, it's a nice fish too. It's a nice fish. Now that long rod, obviously we're using super light line here. And that long rod's your shock absorber. Stop you pulling hooks. Tiny hook for a hard fighting fish. And they're fighting, you got to bring them into the current too, remember? Righto. Is he done? Is he done? He's done. Yes! Oh, how good is that? First drift back. The burley's already in action. And they are hot to trot. Well, one was. Look at that, hook up. Right in the corner of the mouth, right in the sweet spot. There's our first look at a Luderick. He's not playing ball, but you can see they also call them zebrafish and a whole host of other names, blackfish. There he is there. Absolutely stunning fish. When the sun comes out, we've got a bit of cloud cover day. They're like iridescent purple along the back. Just cool, hard fighting fish. Now I'm not really chasing a feed for today. I might keep one if I get a couple of biggies, but I'll let this guy go. See you, mate. Let's get another one. Well, that is a good sign. Now you can see the advantage of fishing sideways. You can just let it go. You don't have to cast it towards the bank or anything like that. The wind is actually going the same direction as the current here, which is handy. You can get long straight drifts. Just drift it down the bank. See if we can't get his mate. Numb that drift. Keep that burley up just to keep him in the mood. Generally fine once you get them in the area. You can keep them pretty active with that burley. If you just let some go, it'd be crazy not to drift along with it. Oh, there we go. They're in the burley. They're in the burley. Oh, that's a good one. That's a good one. Oh, dropped him. Costly. He was right in the burley there. Pulled hook. Oh, that's good. They're hunting that burley. Get another bait down there. That was a biggie. He wanted nothing to do with me. You may be thinking, now why are you doing this instead of out chasing snapper or... Oh, there he is. We have him hot to trot at the moment. This feels like another good fish. We have him hot to trot, but we're in the middle of snapper closures. There's 2 metre seas out offshore. There is about 15 knots, maybe a bit more of southerly. So if you want to get out and do something, why not come in the estuaries and have a crack at this. This is a real good one. He is going hard. And when you see how hard they fight, why wouldn't you? Why wouldn't you? Only better way to chase Luderick, in my opinion, is off the rocks. I've only done it a couple of times. Geez, that's good fun. It's a good fish. Oh, 2 from 2 on the pulled hook front. Costly mistakes. Jordan. Very well, how are you? Mate. Oh, yeah? Yeah, actually, yeah, no, I'll be very busy. Sorry, I'm just fighting fish as we speak. Yep, no worries. No dramas, mate. Have a good one. Nice little lode. Yes. Geez, a little weight between hits there. It's like the school moved on. I'll take it a bit easier in this guy. Bluffed those 2 big ones. This guy's not fighting near as hard. There he goes. Tell me this isn't a fun activity. There's violent head shakers. They just don't get tired. The big one off the rocks, like a proper, so they get well and truly into the 40s. Kind of that high 40s is, or 45, 46 is a real good lude. That off the rocks would be madness. Come on, mate. Jeez, when they get their head into that current, there's just nothing you can do about it. Particularly on a light gear. I'm only using 6 or 8 pound below the float there. Come here, mate. There we go. Oh. We got him. Now, obviously you saw the fight in that guy. Give you a quick reference of size, because this isn't even a big one. That is 37 centimeters. So you can imagine what a 47 centimeter one would go like. Probably weigh an extra 1.5 kilos and just be angry. There you have it. 2 bluff chances, and then this guy came along. You ripper. I think there's probably something to be said about releasing fish going straight back into the school, but we'll cross that bridge shortly. The more I think about it, the more I start talking myself into a fresh feed of Luderick. Didn't bring any ice, but I've got the live well there, so I might keep a couple alive and have a bit of a fill it up. We'll see. So here we go. As Murphy's Law would have it, I crossed that bridge a lot sooner than I would have liked. The second I decided to keep a couple for a feed, I never got another down. Well, ladies and gents, a little update. It has slowed right down. The water has turned crystal clear with the run-in tide, and the fish are just not giving me the time of day at all. So I'm gonna have a bit of a move. I'm gonna have a bit of a sound around, see if I can find a few or something else. The day is our oyster. Not done yet. See what we can find. I didn't end up finding any more ludes despite searching quite a few different areas. Luckily, I'd caught a quick 12 flatties on the way out in the morning. Most were in that 40 to 45 centimetre range, but here's a few of the better ones. Yes. Slightly better fish. Oh, scoffed it too. Absolutely scoffed it. No, 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 no. No, 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 no. Probably 40 to 50 centimetre flathead. Lovely little fish. Good little prelude fish. There's another one. A lot of small fish around today. Another one. There's a bit of fish. Nice fish, that one. They do love a minnow. It's probably the best one for the morning, that fish. Little kind of 50, 55, 52. Anyways, see you, mate. It's a brim. That is a fat brim too, with a lot of his mates. There's a bit of bycatch for you. Finesse brim on a 140mm lure. See, mate. Unfortunately, guys, that is all we've got time for this week. Bit of a back to basics episode, this one. Bread and butter fishing at its absolute finest, and exactly what I had in mind when I got the tinny made. Anyways, guys, thank you so much for tuning in. Really hope you enjoyed it, and I will catch you next week for another Sammy Hitzke fishing adventure. Cheers. Have a go,